Hey guys, thought I'd make a quick video of a little issue I'm running into with my 944. Wanted to reach out to the community here and see if you guys may be able to assist me with identifying a little overheating issue I'm running into. So, a little bit of background on this car. 1984 944 base model with about 78,000 miles on it. I picked up this car about 3 years ago and really haven't had a chance to give it much love. Finally got it up on the lift and started doing some basic maintenance. I do own two Porsches. I have this beautiful 993, which is under the covers, that I love to drive and go bananas over, but this car I love as well. So well balanced, so much fun to drive, and just a beautiful car to get to know how to work on cars. I'm not a mechanic by trade, but love working on cars, love driving cars, love anything about them. All that stuff really intrigues me, and it just really gives me an opportunity to tinker with cars, learn about the mechanics, and really just get intimate with the vehicles that I own. So recently got this car out of storage because I did put it away for a little bit, and now I'm working on it, and I started doing your basic maintenance. One of the first things that I did is, of course, did not know the history of the vehicle, so I went ahead and ordered a kit from ECS Tuning to do the timing belt, camshaft belt, and the water pump, because it did still have the original water pump. Was hoping I didn't need to do that, but once I got in there, I noticed it had the old school water pump. So I got the kit, went ahead and did a lot of research online, followed all of the YouTube videos and Clark's Garage instructions on how to do the timing right, get the belts on, tighten them, everything, put everything together, and I think I got it right because the car started up right away. No issues with the way it runs. All the belts are turning, nothing is out of sync, and thought I did a good job. But guess what? Once I started the car and let it sit for a little bit, started getting to operating temperature, it did start overheating. Now, granted, the car did not overheat when I initially started working on it. It was working fine. The fans kicked in when they needed to. But now that I've done the whole timing belt, water pump repair, it is overheating. So this is where my problem lies. I am not sure why it's overheating. So I'm going to go ahead and start the car, kind of go through the ringers, show you what I've done, and maybe you guys can chime in and help me troubleshoot this a little bit more. So let's go ahead and fire her up and see what I have done. So the car, well, where's the key? Well, that ain't good. We're going to need a key to start it. Well, here we go. Should have had that figured out before I started the video, but let's go and start her up. All right. All right, so temperature's already up a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit. There you go. About a quarter of the way. Now, I got the heat on, and car's running fine, runs smooth, no issues there. After I put everything together, it did fire up right away. The water pump is spinning, so that is working. But for some reason, when the car sits here for a little bit and it gets to operating temperature, a halfway mark, when the fans should start kicking in, the fans do not kick in. Now, if the fans don't start, I started looking at all of the obvious. Are the fuses working? Yes, they are. Fuses are good. The fan will actually kick in when I turn on the AC. So if I turn on the AC, the fans will kick in and will run. Now, the fans are running now, and if I leave the car running with the AC on and the fans turning, the car still goes up in heat. So it does not actually cool down the system. So if the fans are running, the radiators are getting the air to cool down the coolant, why is it not cooling the vehicle down? Well, Let me turn the fans off real quick. Heat's still on. Well, I thought if the fans for the AC are cooling the radiator and the car is not getting cooled, it must be the thermostat, right? Because regardless of the thermal switch or the temperature switch that's supposed to kick in, you know, the fans if it gets warm, I figured, well, that might be broke. But if that is broke and the AC fan is running, it should still cool the system. Well, that is not the case. So, not sure why it is not cooling down the car, even with the AC fan running. Now, the fans without the AC will never kick in for some reason. Now, maybe I didn't bleed the system right. I looked at it. I followed all of the right instructions. I did bleed the system correctly through the instructions that are out there. I think I got all of the bubbles, all of the air out of the system, and it's for some reason not kicking in or cooling the system. Now, the thermostat is working because I did replace it. Even though it came with the kit, I put a new thermostat in. You know, when I started realizing that it wasn't cooling the system down with the AC running and the fans running, I thought maybe it is the thermostat. Well, after I replaced the thermostat with the one, actually this is the one that came with the kit, I put that in. I thought that one was faulty because it wasn't cooling the system with the AC fan running. This, by the way, was the original one. You can see it's a different kind. Definitely well made better. Made in Germany. Made in France, I believe. It's this Vernet one. So anyway, I decided, okay, well maybe it's the thermostat. This thermostat is bad, so I took this one out, which was, by the way, a PETA with the water pump in the car. Replaced it with a new one that I got from Napa. This had all the right specs, put that one in, but I'm still having the same issue. So at this point, I'm not quite sure what is going on. This hose obviously feeding the radiator from the car is getting warm, and the hose, or the lower radiator hose that is supposed to be feeding the coolant to the engine is warm up here, but that's probably just because it's touching the water pump itself. But down here, when you touch it down here, it is cold. So not sure why that is when, you know, it really should be circulating. I'm going to turn this thing off because I do not want it to overheat. As you can see, it's already getting up there. I don't know if you can see that. It's almost to the getting in trouble area. And again, the fans are not kicking in unless I turn on the AC fan. But with the AC fan running, or with the AC running and the fans kicking in, it's not cooling the system. So at this point, I am not sure why the car isn't cooling properly. Don't think it's the temperature switch, because even if that was broke with the AC running, it should be cooling the radiator to cool the fan. The thermostat that I bought, or that came with the kit, I tested after I took it out and replaced it with the one from Napa. Both of them are opening up when they're supposed to. So at this point, I don't know what is going on. Whoa. Is it a fan? Look at that. The fan just turned on. So that didn't happen before. Interesting. Anyway, why isn't the system cooling properly? What am I missing? If you guys have any kind of input, suggestions, love to hear it. I am baffled. I'm not a mechanic. I just do this for fun. And, you know, really love to hear what you guys have to say. So post your comments. Give me your feedback. Love to hear it. Look forward to it. Cheers.